we'll throw some core in there as well. So hope you enjoy. I don't know if you can hear the music. It's just driving me. Okay, so we start sitting cross-legged on your mat or the floor, wherever you are. So you'll have kind of a natural way that you sit cross-legged, and we'll swap to the other way later on. Or maybe some of the guys don't feel so natural in this position, but yeah, so we start here and we'll just do a little twist to start with. So taking your left hand to your right knee and the other hand behind you, and then just looking behind you. And just keep that chest high, so don't slump the body. So you want to keep it nice and high. Hi, Chantal. And then coming back to the middle, we'll take it to the other side. So other hand goes in the other knee, the one behind you, looking behind, keeping that chest high, stretching out the back nice and high. And then coming forward, and we're just going to take, so left hand out to the side, and take your other hand just on the side of your head, and just very, very gently just place it to, so it goes one ear to your shoulder, but neck is a very careful area, so don't push too hard. And we'll just hold here for a little bit. And then to the other side, other arm out, and then just stretching. And then we're going to put one hand down, so I'll put my left hand down, and then the other one goes over and across. So feeling the stretch down the side and your back. We'll just stay here for a few breaths. Alexa, volume up. She's ignoring me. And then over to the other side. So other hand comes down and the other one goes up and over. And then we're going to come and place your hands, both hands on the knees, and we're going to do what we normally do kind of on all fours. We're going to do the cat-cow. So you're going to push the middle of your back behind you and then chin to chest. And then coming up, pushing that chest forward and the chin up, arching the back, and then we'll just keep going back and forth. And if you feel like anywhere is particularly tight, feel free to just stay on that stretch a little bit longer. Okay, we'll just do one more forward and back. And coming up. Good. And then we're just going to change the legs. So whatever is kind of natural, we're going to swap the legs around. So different one on the bottom, just a slightly different stance. So it's just making sure everything's even. We'll just go through those stretches again on this position. So starting again, left hand to right knee, other one behind, and then looking back, stretching that chest up and round. Coming over to the other side, other hand goes round, other one behind, and stretch. Coming around, and we're just going to go straight into the bend. So say left hand down, right one over. Again, pushing high and over. So you've got a nice straight stretch rather than kind of slumping that back. And then over to the other side. And we go back to the cat-cow, so we do like 5 here. Again, starting chin to chest, back out. And then coming up and lift that head, chest forward. Take them at the speed you want to. Couple more. Last one. Great. And then we're going to take feet together. So make sure you can see. So you want your heels as close to your bum as you can, and then you just want to push those knees down to the side. So if you want to take those elbows out and help the stretch, otherwise just hold your feet, lift that chest up. And then we take those feet a little bit further away from ourselves, and then we're going to walk down with the hands, body coming close to your nice smelly feet, in my case anyway, and just holding here. Then the head drop. And then slowly walking those hands back. Okay, and then we can do a little bit of hip work. So we start with the feet wide, the knees up in the air, and we're just going to drop them both down. So one will come in front of you, one to the side, and then you switch to the other side. So try and keep the bum still. Mine always seems to move around, but we want to stretch both internal and external rotation here. Maybe one side's a little bit tighter than the other. Let's do about 5 more. Last few. You want to try and get both knees flat on the ground if you can. And keeping that upper body still. Last one. And we're just going to now stay to one side. So the position you want to get is 2 90-degree angles. So the first 90 degree is behind you. So leg goes out to the side and then 90-degree angle to the foot. And then in front of you, leg goes forward and then 90 degrees across. And what you can do, just hold on to that front foot and then just leaning over the bent knee. And you don't want to curve your back, so you want to keep that back nice and straight. And you may not be able to get too far, but the key is keeping everything on the floor, not lifting up too much and just leaning over. And we just hold it here. Yeah. And And then keeping the legs in the same position, we're just going to twist the body. So now it's facing forward rather than to the side. So facing more to the back bent knee, if anything, and just holding it here. So you'll start feeling on this back leg, the back hip, and keeping that chest nice and high. And then we're going to change to the other side. So the other leg comes forward and the other one is that 90-degree angle behind you. Okay, and then holding onto that front foot, again, just leaning over that bent knee. Keeping the back straight. And then again, coming to the middle, so twisting the back, keeping the legs the same, and trying, if you can, to face that back knee. So you want to look directly towards that. Nice straight back, push the chest up. Great. So then we're going to go into just seated, and you're going to have your arms behind you, but you want to take them a little bit further. So naturally you want them here, you want them a bit further back, you want your hands facing forward. And then you just want to push up your chest. And if you're anywhere near as tight as me, you'll start feeling the stretch down your forearms and your shoulders, and just looking up. Staying here for a couple more breaths. You can take your arms back further, depends how tight you are. And then we're going to raise the whole body up. So you're aiming for a nice flat line and just holding it here. Feel the stretch down your shoulders. Bring that bum up so it's not kind of dropping down. You want a nice straight line. We'll just hold it here for a couple of breaths. Great, slowly coming down. Staying there, I'm just going to turn around so you can see me more. We're going to do a little bit of core work now. So first of all, we're going to start with the legs bent and back straight, arms out in front of you. And all we're going to do is go down to the halfway point, staying there and literally just lifting your arms low and high. So nothing else should move apart from these arms. So starting to do it. I think Amy and Carolina are watching. That's it. Okay. We're just going to hold, keep going here for another 5, up and down. Nice and slow now. You'll be pushing that lower back into the ground or towards the ground. 2 more. And then coming up again. Okay, what we're going to do now is have your legs straight. I'm going to turn my camera. Sorry, you got a mess on the table. So you have your legs straight out in front of you, and you're going to curl down until you're touching your toes or touching your shins, whatever is comfortable. And just going to hold it there for a couple of seconds. And then you're going to slowly start going down behind you and taking those arms up with you, keeping the legs down. I'm going to hit my sofa, but the aim is to go all the way down with those arms and then start coming up again, keeping those legs still. So if everyone goes, when you go forward again, you want to try and touch those toes or go towards the shins. Hold it for a couple of seconds and then back and down. My sofa's in the way, and nice and slow in this pose. Try to keep everything else still. So don't let those feet lift up. Don't let the knees lift up. And just think about it, you're placing one vertebrae down at a time and then lifting one up at a time. Remember, come all the way forward, stretch out those hamstrings, and then back down again. So we'll just do a few more here. Keep it nice and slow. Good. And then one final one. All the way forward, and then slowly back down. Slowly up, and we are done for this exercise. Okay, good work. We're now just going to do a little bit of the side. So what you want here is take your feet to tabletop position. Actually, we'll do the middle, actually, I forgot about this one. So we're going to take your knees out a little bit. Hopefully you can see them, but keeping your toes together. And all you're doing is bringing them closer to the chest and then slowly keeping them in the same position, but lowering down until you just touch the ground and then all the way up closer to the chest again. Keeping those knees out to the side. So it should be kind of like we were doing before, the butterfly, feet together, knees out. Good. Again, it's all about being nice and slow here, pushing into the mat with your lower back, making sure it doesn't start arching. 3 more. Last 2. And final one. Great work. We'll then just put the legs, as I was saying before, in tabletop position. So nice and flat with those shins. And we're just going to go up to the side. So both hands go to one side of the knee, back down, and then to the other side. So making sure you're kind of twisting your body as you do it. So now I'm facing the camera, and this time I'm facing away. And keeping those legs as still as you can. That's good. We're going to do 2 more each side. Not too many. Very dramatic classical music, if you can hear it. I don't know why. I asked for meditation music. Okay, last one. Up and then down. We'll do a little bit more stretches and then we can do a final little core. So what we're going to do here is going to, first of all, a downward dog. So coming up, bum comes to the air. But you actually just now start flattening that back. So whereas a downward dog would have the bum all the way in the air, it's fine to have a flatter back for this exercise. And what you're going to do, make sure you can see them, is you're going to push down one heel at a time. And then switching, taking the other foot up and start stretching out that calf muscle. Good. And then we're just going to hold one heel down and place the other toes just touching the ground, but the other knee facing forward. And holding it here, just pushing back down that heel as much as you can. And then change sides. So the other knee comes forward, the other heel pushes down. And both down together, and you're going to bring just the right leg forward. Let it come out just outside of your hands. And you're going to place your left hand down, and then the right hand is going to go up towards the ceiling, looking up, keeping everything else stable. And then we're going to drop that back knee and coming up to a little hip flexor stretch. So you're going to have your arms up and then bending over towards that top, the front bend leg. So over to that side, I mean. And just push that pelvis forward. Feel the stretch down the front of the hip. Coming up to the middle, and then we go into a nice little pigeon. So taking that leg across, vertical, other leg goes back, and you can either stay here, holding, or if you want to, going down onto your elbows as far as you can. If you can drop your head all the way to the ground, we're just going to hold it here. Slowly walking those hands up if you're down low. Taking hold of one hand on the foot, one hand on the knee, and just nice straight back. We're just going to hold it here for a couple of seconds. And then we will swap the legs over. So this right leg goes back, the other left leg goes to the side of the hands. And again, we're going to place the right hand this time onto the floor, and then the left hand comes up and we twist looking up to that hand. Everyone keep doing it. I can't see you from here. Right. Good. Couple more breaths here. Just nice and low with the hips. You can go. And bringing that arm down, drop that back knee. And then bring the body up, arms towards the ceiling, and then just leaning over to the other side. Pushing this pelvis forward, feel the stretch down here. And then we go into the pigeon the other side. So take that leg as vertically as you can. Don't follow that what I do because I'm not very good. And again, whatever you did on the last side, making sure you're repeating it here. So if you went down onto your elbows, go down again on this side. Dropping your head if you can. And then walking those hands out. Again, taking hold of your knee and your foot and just pushing up with that chest. Hold it here for a little while. And then we've just come on to our backs again, final bit of core, and then we'll do one little stretch to finish. So this is going to be, we're just going to do a little bicycle, but we're going to build it up. So the first stage of bicycle, having your feet up in the air, and all we're going to do is straighten, lower, return, and then the other one goes. So keeping the body still, keeping that lower body flat to the ground. Two more each side. Last ones. My hip is clicking. I don't know if you can hear it. That's fine. Okay, then keeping those feet in tabletop position. Hands by your head with your elbows out. And this time you're not going to move the legs. So they're going to stay completely still. As you want to be twisting to the opposite knee, back down, and then twist. Nice and slow movement. Nice and controlled. Making sure those knees don't come any further forward. That just makes it easier. A little cheek. Good. 2 more each side. That's it. Last one. Now we're going to put both of those exercises together to do a bicycle. So you're going to go to the right elbow to the left knee, and then the other leg goes down straight. Bring that back, change arms, over to the other side. Everyone got that? Good. So keeping this nice and slow. You don't want momentum to be taking you each side. You want it to be your abs, your core working. We're going to do 3 more each side. That's it. Almost there. As low as you can go with those legs. Last one, each side. Good. And turning around. We're going to do a nice little plank, and then our final stretch from here. So we're going to have the elbows, the hands apart, so not kind of linking them together. Have the hands directly in front of the elbows. Just make it a little bit harder, and then a nice straight line with the body. So everybody coming up into a plank. Don't leave me here, man. If you need to, just drop those knees down, but make sure that bum comes down with you. Staying up. And all you do is just raise one leg up at a time. Hold it for a couple of seconds, back down, and then the other leg. See, your body should hardly move here, so you want to keep it as still as possible. 2 more each side. Almost there. And back into a normal plank, just holding it here. 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Got a weak core today. Okay, we're just going to go into child's pose now. So feet together, knees apart. And then those hands come forward. That's it. And then we're just going to go into a frog. So stay where you are, but I'll just change so you can see me. So you want your feet behind you, so your toes tucked over and your feet together, but your knees nice and wide as you feel comfortable to have them. And you're going to come down onto your hands. And this looks weird, but it feels good. So you're going to rock forward and back with those hips. Now, if you're not feeling it too much, just take those legs a little bit wider and rock a little bit further. Okay, side looks weird when I go. That looks weird from the side as well. And then we're just going to hold it forward. So pushing those hips forward. And then holding it back, pushing back those hips. And then final stretch today, we put those feet, knees back together, and we go down into puppy dog pose. So have your bum up in the air, but take that head and the arms and the armpits down to the floor. Great work. Slowly coming up. And we'll just do final one, hanging down, and the head hang. And then we slowly crawl up that body, keeping the chin to chest. And then arms all the way up, stretch onto your toes. And relax down. I think, yeah, we're done for half an hour. Well done, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm getting
That was great. Thank you, Lizzie.
That's all right.
Thanks, Lizzie.
Have a good weekend.
Monday, and then Wednesday will be resistance bands for anybody that has them.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, I bought
Bye,
resistance
everyone.
bands, but the ones that came for me were